Hi, welcome everyone. This is Boris for Sketchman Draw. So, welcome to another episode where I'm going to do a tutorial today, and at the same time, I'm doing Instagram Live. So, let's see how this goes. The so the topic today is how to draw buildings from boxes. So, why boxes? Because I think learning perspective in like a very traditional kind of conventional way, I think is maybe not everyone's cup of tea. So I just thought like if you kind of simplify things and find like analogies or like things that are equivalent that you can draw, that will be easier. So let's get started. So first thing you need to know is draw parallel lines, and you kind of there's nothing to it. You just have to practice like drawing parallel lines. Like for example, that those two first lines are not parallel, but yeah. So you can also do this like on the corner of a paper, just like practice, and kind of find your position that you are comfortable with for doing parallel lines. So for me, so because I'm drawing on a tablet, it's digital, so I can actually do this, right? I can pivot. Yeah, I can pivot like this. I can rotate the canvas like this, and when I'm doing with a sketchbook or a paper, I'll do the same thing. So I can do straight lines this way. It's a little bit more difficult. I don't know, feels a little less natural for me to do the other way around, or doing like this, which, but anyway. So that means that when I'm going to do straight lines, it's going to be that way. We for boxes are 3D. So in order to draw 3D, we need to draw 2D. So let's start with 2D. So we're going to do a line. Okay, let me zoom in. We're going to do a line here, and then just imagine you're drawing a road, okay, and then draw a line here. Okay, as you can see, there's a parallel, right? They do look parallel. So what does parallel mean? Parallel mean that they won't touch if you extend them, they will never touch, right? So these two lines have to be parallel too. So now we have a flat 2D surface, which is like almost like if you are looking at if you put a piece of paper on a table and then just walk away and look at it from far away, you'll see basically this, right? So it's basically like a squished, like a deformed rectangle. So I'm going to do the same thing below. So but just to push that perspective, I'm just going to do a smaller one. So what this will do is, so I have to be careful and make sure that I maintain the parallel lines. And we've done this. I mean, if you've done geometry, you've probably done this, but I'm just trying to do this without any ruler. Okay. So we have, and then if you erase this, oh, that's not the eraser. You're left with a box, right? So we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to do like a kind of a longer box. because we're drawing buildings, right? And we're going to do 3 boxes. And for me, I've said this in many videos, which is the structure is more important than the details that you put on them. So and then I have to make sure that these two are aligned. Okay. So again, the gesture is as important as the, so for example, yeah, you cannot see my hand like moving over the screen, but like, you know, that gesture, it can also like that repetitive gesture can also allow you to kind of create the same line that are like, you know, and the parallel line. So like for example, I'm doing this. And then I can sort of do this. I can even go lower. Yeah. So then this and this are parallel. Yeah. And then this one and this one should be parallel. Okay, we have a box there, right? So again, the more you do this, the easier it will become, the more comfortable you'll get. So I'll do another one here. So the kind of box that I'm drawing is like, it's almost like you have a shoebox on the floor and you're kind of looking at it from above. That's why the top is bigger than, and again, these are principles of perspective. So the So I'm doing 3 boxes just to show that from the same structure you can do different types of buildings just by changing the detail. So this is why I say the structure is more important. So this is our structure. The first one, I'm just going to do like kind of a castle. So the way you do that is, again, I'm not going to look at any pictures or references because I think that's going to put pressure on me to make it look like a picture, and so I'm just going to use what I have in my head. So I'm just going to cut like imagine you're again sculpting. That's another thing that is very close to drawing. So again, if you catch this on YouTube, sorry, Instagram Live, you can watch this on my YouTube channel, so you can, pause and play again if it's too fast, but hopefully it's not too fast. So once I've done that, like I'm going to cut shapes like this out of that, and you might start seeing like why I do this. So kind of imagining this requires, a lot of observation of shapes and how do they look like from different angles. And so if you need help drawing boxes, yeah, just observe boxes and try to draw boxes first. And then once you're comfortable or bored with that, you can just try to. And again, I'm trying to make the tutorials interesting by, so instead of just directly saying, okay, we're going to learn perspective. Well, that might not be interesting for a lot of people, because, but if I tell you like, okay, we're going to draw like boxes as buildings, it's like much more interesting because you see the application to it. So you can say, oh, okay, I know why we have to learn this, because this is important. Drawing is just like a skill. I mean, again, I don't want to simplify that, because I'm very also romantic about the idea of drawing and creation, but you do have to simplify at times to have access to something. Yeah, I messed it up a little bit. I'm not trying to count the number of I don't know what you call it, the separations between the. I'm just trying to as many as I can fit. Yeah, so the next thing you will do is you can do, like for example, I'm going to do 2 stories. You can do more, but okay, let's do 3 stories. Like, I'm just going to draw a line here, and then make sure that, so this line is just to make sure that the windows that we are going to draw are aligned. And again, all these lines should be parallel, okay? Now once you had that, you can, I mean, again, these are just like some symbols that if you learn that just right, you can create the illusion, and that's, you know, that's the point of drawing. It's creating the illusion that you're drawing a particular style of building. And you know, so again, I'm just going very simple here, but you can imagine with the same structure, the same box structures, you can kind of go really like in deep, like really high detail, and do all kinds of stuff. So let me wrap up on the castle here. Make the door. So I'm using Clip Studio Paint, which is a software for mostly comic artists, and the brush I'm using is just a pen because it's just, you know, it's easier to see, and because I can erase pen and digitally, so I'm just using pen. And I just black out the So for those who don't know, I also do like online drawing workshops that you can join, and so the details are in the meetup and my website sketchmanboris.com. So if you want, you can also go a little bit even further and do the big textures, but I'm not going to do that, but just to show you, it can add to the. So yeah, we've done that. So for this one, we're going to do the simple office building. So I'm going to, let's see how many levels we could get. Like 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then so I just corrected that a little bit. So how can we do this? We can have different types of windows. I'm just going to draw maybe like this, or we can also have just like big glass windows that cover the whole. Okay. If you want just to again to add some 3 dimension, you can just do this. And the idea for this video came about because I did a map for a resort, and I was in the beginning, I was like a little bit worried because I hate kind of drawing buildings, but then once I saw them as miniatures, toys, it was interesting. So I thought, like that's all there is to it. Like just imagining boxes and kind of decorating them the way you want. So here, just to create the kind of window illusion, it's just I'm just shading like irregularly, and I'm not like filling the whole space, just to give the impression that there's some glass reflecting light like all over the place. You've probably seen office buildings as you're going past by on a SkyTrain, or just like driving or walking. Like you might have seen the you know the glass windows like this. And just a quick thing, if it's like a transparent glass, like you've seen cartoonists do this, and that's kind of enough to let your brain know that it's glass. But if it's like something dark, like you can do this too, yeah. Okay, so there we have our office building. So the last one is keep the fun one for the last, is the we're going to do like an Asian style building, and not anything. Again, I'm not going to look at any specific style. It's just like the impression I have. So I live in Bangkok, and I'm just going to take some Chinese, Thai kind of mixture of things. And then I just erase this because we drew. So basically what I drew is I drew a tent over a box, right? You see that? So I just have to make sure that this is parallel. And I do these kind of horns. So I'm drawing like a vampire story, and actually I did look for the references there for that because I wanted it to be as accurate as possible. And so just one moment. So these lines kind of represent are there just to tell myself and tell the audience, the people who are looking at the drawing, that it's it's not flat. It's like there's a curve there. I'm just going to do 2 floors, and what I'm going to do here is almost like a skirt, but for the building, but with the but again, this is just to show you that you know um, again, with the structure, and by just changing a few things, if you also have to do like you're doing world building for your webcomic or your story, you can also use this. But here I'll black all out because I just want to show that the light is not going through inside. Okay, so yeah, we have like 3 styles of buildings. Again, you can create texture and so on over it, but as like I said, the more you kind of bring details, the more it can help. But what is important is that understanding the structure, understanding the basic principles of perspective, how the box shapes look like, and for example, when I did creating those thickness, when I was doing the top of the buildings and so on, in understanding a little bit of kind of feeling the drawing, kind of having this visceral experience when you're drawing, and I think it's really fun. So hopefully, I mean, that was a long video, but hopefully that was helpful, and you were able to draw along. And again, if you didn't like the whole of it, you can just go back, play just the type of style that you liked, and draw along. Hope you liked it. So thank you for watching. If you have any comments or any questions, please leave in the comment section below. This is Boris for Sketchman Draws, signing off.